All right, good morning, traders and investors. Welcome back to the Before the Bell edition of wealthdome. And today we're going to go over a couple of earnings. Actually, we're going to go over the earnings for the upcoming earnings for this week. We're going to take a look at a couple of options plays and stock plays, earning plays. Of course, I think that should you get bullish or not in this market environment, because we have a lot of companies reporting earnings. Actually, two most important weeks are in front of us, or maybe three most important weeks, depending on which sectors you consider important or not for you. Now, a couple of macro data. Let's take a look here at oil, which had a surprising uptrend, and on Monday it opened a tinge green, and now we're back down for the day. Now, this is before the bell, so the entire market is not opened, but the futures are pointing downwards. Also, the S&P 500 futures are pointing there. I still have this drawing here because the market could have gone each and every way. The market is pointing down before the bell. Nasdaq is pointing down. Nasdaq futures are pointing down. DAX, we don't worry about the DAX. Currently, the Russell is pointing down. The small caps are pointing down. The industrials are pointing down. Everything is pointing down. Actually, the Russell is pointing up. This is the ATF, not the futures. But what is interesting, gas is pointing up. It had a major jump here in the pre-market. I went into it and maybe that was a dumb decision for my part, but gas has jumped 12% on the date. It's pretty much incredible. Now, gold had a green candle here. It closed on Friday, closed in the negative, closed in the red. Then silver also closed in the red, now opening up higher. Copper, the same thing here, although it's red on, not red on the day, it's green on the day, but it started red and it's kind of starting to climb up there. Actually, I think if the stock market is going to pull back, then copper will pull back with it, and gold and silver will push higher. All your gold bugs, for your silver holders there, hold tight, because I lost a lot of money on silver going betting against it, of course, not betting for it. Now I'm rooting for it, and I'm just for full disclosure, I'm in SLV and GLD for long silver and long gold. And let's now don't caps lock this. Let's now move to Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is again moving down, but it has proven exactly as predicted for me that this resistance zone here held, and support zone, actually not resistance, support zone held, and we're going upwards. So if you believe that Bitcoin is going upwards, as I do, if you're bullish on Bitcoin, then this could be another possibility to add to your long-term Bitcoin position. Again, this is not financial advice. Please consult a financial advisor for everything regarding investment. Let me actually check if the live stream's health is going here as planned. Yeah, it's live. And do I hear something? Yep, everything is working as planned. Perfect. Let's move on, because we have earnings this week. And earnings are as following. Where do I have my earnings? There we go. Earnings. Let's check it out. So today, nothing major important, nothing that I'm looking at, excepting that we are going to have here a Martin Luther King's Day. Now, today the market will be closed, but okay, this is before the bell, before the actual bell. But next, on the next day, which is Tuesday, January the 20th, we're going to have 3M reporting earnings, DR Horton reporting earnings, then the other one, not so important for me at least, Fastener Company and USB. But after that, because this is the before the bell, so before the opening, those companies will report earnings. After the bell, we have major reports. Two of them are really important, at least for me. They are Netflix and IBKR Interactive Brokers. The last one is United Airlines Holdings, which is another major player. I would play all three of these. I would like to play all three of these. We're going to come back to them. But for now, let's move on. Then we have of Wednesday, Johnson & Johnson. I went long, and then stole Johnson & Johnson. Charles Schwab will report earnings. I will bet against it. Polaris Group. Actually, I went through Hungary last year and this year also, and they are massively building out their warehouses. So I saw a couple of Prologis warehouses there in Hungary. And then we have Halliburton. Now, if you believe that this year is the year of oil, bet on Halliburton. These are actually service companies, Halliburton and Schlumberger, two service companies. Pretty much, well, not the same. I would say Schlumberger is the cream de la creme, and Halliburton is the second place. Bet on Halliburton, bet on Schlumberger if you're bullish on oil. And then we have Kinder Morgan, which is a gas company. This is a gas, not producer, but it's a distributor. So interesting if this is only interesting if the narrative holds up that we are going to need gas till we can run our nuclear reactors. So after that, we have Procter & Gamble, GE Aerospace, that is on Tuesday, of course, before the bell. We have Abbott Laboratories, big fan of that, Freeport, McMorgan and Corp. And then we also have, go away here, we have Mobility Global Inc. And after the bell, we have Intel, Intuitive, Hub, and Capital One, another bank. And then last but not least, we have SLB, the ticker symbol for Schlumberger. Again, number one for me, and then number two is Halliburton for the services companies in the oil industry. So a couple of plays here. Now I would say that 3M is looking very interesting. So I'm going to go to the diagram here and let's just type in MMM ticker symbol. And this is interesting in two ways. They have earnings, but they currently went to the HMO cloud and had their resistance there exactly at the 20-day moving average. So it sold down and then it went up. And in the pre-market, this would be interesting also to check out where we have 3M. In the pre-market, MMM. In the pre-market, they are, well, actually they are closed. So I can't see what they're doing in the pre-market. I would bet on them. I would bet the 3M is going to deliver good earnings and the price is going to jump. Sadly, I'm in the European markets and I'm also fruit tasty on the US markets. So I'm going to, well, use the European markets and bet towards 3M. Not a major bet, small trade before earnings. So really small. If it went south, then I'm going to buy back that position in sense of, but it has really good dividend. Let's just take a look here at their dividend. What do you have them? Also have a couple of lost positions on them. So overview, they have, what do you have? 1.74% dividend per year. Not bad. Dividend player, they're not a dividend king, as you can tell. Now let's move on to the second two players that I want, second two earnings that I want to play, and that is Netflix. But I'm going to bet against it. It's going to go down. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. And also, I'm going to, let me just show you my position and NFLX. So Netflix, here's the play. It's because of their Warner Brothers acquisitions, it's just going down. So I'm going to bet against it. It's going to go down, not going to accepting the fact that they're going to report probably good earnings. The problem is not their earnings. The problem is and stays the Warner Brothers acquisition. As long as that's not solved and people have certainty that that is what is going to cost and this is when they're going to get back their money, roughly, until then I would expect the price to go down. So I'm going to just sell here again a 32 or a 60-day call against it. But as I said, the market is closed, so I can't do anything right now. Now this would bring me in the middle of 400 credits if I would sell the 90. So I don't think that in the next 32 days, Netflix is going to go up to $90. So that's not necessarily the play that I would take. I would be a little bit more cautious, go outside 1 standard deviation, but this is all messed up right now because we don't have the actual options pricing due to the fact that the market is closed. So that is where I would like to see it, even at 100. Just give me $123. Why not? Because I'm selling against a long-term call that I bought. Okay, so that's one play. And then IBKR, Interactive Brokers, I think it's IBKR. We have here one of the major players, the competitor of Tasty where I'm trading. So let's take a look at their diagram. Clearly, outside the Ichimoku cloud, clearly bullish signal, not yet overbought. Small portion of my current free cash, I would buy some shares and then sell them after the earnings. It goes up, and then I'm just going to sell it because I'm not interested in holding them for now. For a longer term, this is a bullish signal. I would wait for a bigger pullback, and then I would add to a longer term IBKR holdings. Okay, so this would be my major plays for tomorrow. For the day after that, tune in tomorrow before the bell edition of wealthdome. I'm Noble BM, and I build and protect wealth. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for me for now. See you tomorrow, same day, same channel, same time.